jab, uppercut, leave you laid out on the floor. Try to duck and roll, hit and miss, now you counting stars. Should've practiced more, should've hit the mask, get out there more. Claim that you're the best. You gotta show me, son, actions over words, baby boy, is you real or what? Talking way too much, world come back sports, talking way too much, world come back sports, talking way too much, world come back
Once again, you tuned in to World Combat Sports. Salute to each and every one of you. Shout out to the supporters. What's good? Hey, we closing out another weekend. It seemed like it went by fairly quick. You know what I'm saying? Wow. We was just talking about Friday being on deck. And then, we're getting ready for a whole nother work week. So big shout out to the supporters as always, man. I appreciate what y'all do for the channel. Tell a friend who know a friend, you know what I'm saying? This is a sub to the channel. This is kind of in the same sequence is on the live I did earlier. But this includes a little bit of commentary on the state of affairs with Anthony Joshua. You know what I'm saying? And why he's so upset, why he's going off in the ring and having, episodes where it seems like he's not in control no more. So I have some audio that I really want to talk about Anthony Joshua, in the situation on how he took the loss against Alexander Usyk in the rematch, why he may feel the way he do, why he may be upset. If you in the building, hit the like button, you know what I'm saying? And also be sure to click on my poll that I have set up over there. I definitely want to get your feedback on my debate poll. I need for you all to pretty much, of course, all the carrier pigeons, go do your job. All the carrier pigeons, go over there and make sure you have people vote on the poll, my debate poll, because you know what it is. So let's talk about, first of all, let's talk about the Leon Edwards kick heard all around the world. There was a lot of history behind Kamaru Usman getting this victory. He was about to tie Anderson Silva for the most wins, but also, he was going down. He was on the brink of just going down as the greatest welterweight of all time. Like they consider him as that. With 6 straight title defenses. Him being in there with the who's who, you feel me? When it comes down to the who's who in that welterweight division, Kamaru Usman from Tyrone Woodley has successfully defended his, belt the right way. The only thing about it was with every championship reign, it comes to a screeching halt. Kamaru Usman had pretty much been undefeated in the UFC. He had been undefeated. And when he stepped in there back in, several years ago against Tyrone Woodley, I think it was back in 2019, he was able to win that unanimous decision. And people was like, well, yeah, he went in there and beat Tyrone Woodley, who had 5 successful title defenses, but it wasn't anything just devastating, right? And if you look back, Kamaru Usman was considered like one of the most boringest fighters at one time. Like, I even been on record as saying that who would even assume that Usman would be in the position that he is when it comes to the hierarchy of the UFC and then he ended up getting a role with in Wakanda. It's just amazing. I'm happy for the brother. You know what I'm saying? I'm happy he was able to work his way up the ladder. But who would have thought somebody who's saying he's only going 30%, he really didn't have his trash talking skills up to par. He wasn't an exciting, entertaining fighter, man. And then, I guess with maturity, pretty much with him, with more experience that he had, him getting wins over Maya and Dos Anjos, and then finally picking up the chip against Whitley. We have to understand who he stepped in there with. Real talk. The Kobe Covingtons, Jorge Masvidal's, Gilbert Burns, the rematch with Jorge Masvidal with the training camp. And Kobe Covington, he had 2 rematches. Okay. Tyrone Woodley had a rematch with Stephen Wonderboy Thompson. They gave him that right off the rip. And then, it seems like they wanted and tried so hard to basically develop a rivalry with Kamaru Usman. And Kobe Covington seems like the guy. He seemed like he was going to be the guy. But then again, Jorge Masvidal seems like he was going to be the guy. Gilbert Burns never really played into the thought process of the fans as he was the guy, because they was, former stablemates and everything. Gilbert Burns is a nice dude. He's a good guy. They really had respect for one another. But the Kobe Covington and Jorge Masvidal, definitely the history was there. The encounters, the cameras rolling, Masvidal pulling up on Usman, talking his shit, Usman talking back. The shit with him and Kobe Covington, became seen to be very, very personal. And it's wild, right? How Covington and Masvidal used to be roommates, and how this was playing out right in front of them in the same division without them actually facing one another. Look, this came down to 2 individuals who had big names in the UFC, and people wanted to see how would they fare against a multifaceted wrestler, a fighter who had very respectable takedown defense with his wrestling, of course. And then over the time of his reign, we was able to see him go in there and display his boxing with Kobe Covington. And give it up to Covington, because he had pretty decent striking, when it came to his hands. He looked pretty impressive in the first outing with Kamaru Usman. Jorge Masvidal, street legend, went into mixed martial arts. He told you the story. He took a lot of fights just because, for the check. Yes, he has double-digit losses, but he's been in there with a lot of names. Those are a lot of freaking MMA fights that he has. You just don't see somebody with that many fights. And being that he came from the street, the Kimbo Slice days of fighting on the streets, bro. So to see this all play out, man, and to finally see Leon Edwards, Jamaican-born, who migrated over to the UK for a better life. This is one of those fighters that didn't get the respect. Not so much like the Kobe Covington, who they was about to fire because he just wasn't it. But Leon Edwards was more so one of those guys who everybody was bragging about how good he was, but his fights wasn't that entertaining. They wasn't eye-catching. People wasn't sitting up here having sidebar conversations talking about Leon Edwards. Hey, that's the biggest threat. That dude right there, he's going to be the next best thing. Just keep your eye out. No one really wasn't talking about him like that. Now they are, man. This is just crazy how you see him leaving the arena and he was balling out. He was balling like a baby because from where he came from, as they say, got it from the mud where he came from. the poverty that he experienced, to, just get into combat sports, to make a better living for himself. It's just not any old job. This is an occupation where it deals with full contact striking. You feel me? So for Leon Edwards to go in here and finally get his shot, you know what I'm saying? It wasn't like Leon Edwards was a bum. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't like he was a bum or anything. It's just that he just couldn't, during the pandemic, he got canceled out. He just couldn't get it right. You know what I'm saying? I'm pretty sure deep down inside, he wanted to avenge that loss that he had against Usman back in 2015. And then, the other two fights, one of them was outside of the UFC. And then, of course, the other two, one against Claudio Silva and Kamaru Usman, was the only two losses that he had internal to the organization, to the promotion, the UFC promotion. But the one that stood out and what he was able to witness was Kamaru Usman, climbing the ladder and everything, finally getting his shot at the title with Tyron Woodley, defeating him and going on the title reign. And lo and behold, this guy was able to not only win the title, but he was able to defend it. And I'm talking about in such a manner for which people were starting to like, damn, this dude is motherfucking good. We're talking about 5 freaking, was it 5? 5 freaking title defenses. Leon Edwards would have been his 6th. Dude, he was on the cusp of it all. You know what I'm saying? He was on the cusp of it all. I guess, Tyron Woodley also defended his title 5 times. But he was on the cusp of separating himself in the welterweight as one of the best. He was on the cusp of doing that, Kamaru Usman. But Leon Edwards just shut all that shit down. Just like Thug Rose did to Joanna Jędrzejczyk when she was on the cusp of tying Ronda Rousey with 6 title defenses. It happens, people. It happens in combat sports. Whenever you're basically on the hunt to break one of these records, it gets down to it like, the pressure, the style of the opponent, everything that it encompasses. And then you have to find a way to set that record. You know what I'm saying? You have to find a way to push past it, cross the finish line, and keep moving. And Usman couldn't do that. You know what I'm saying? Kamaru Usman couldn't get it done against a guy who has experienced a lot of adversity, a lot of delays. But with 56 seconds remaining in the fight, 5-round championship fight, 56 seconds remaining. Wow. He was able to land a head kick that knocked Usman out cold. It wasn't the worst knockout I've seen in the UFC, but this coming the way it did, the climactic moment for which led up to it in the final round with the final seconds of the fight, him being behind on the scorecards to knock out Kamaru Usman, it will go down in history. You know what I'm saying? This is only the front side of Leon Edwards' title reign. Kamaru Usman may indeed get a rematch. Why shouldn't he not? You know what I'm saying? Kamaru Usman rematched Colby Covington and Jorge Masvidal. The UFC, like I've mentioned before, they're always on board with giving the champion a time, the opportunity to come back in there and rematch. Let me get to the chat right quick. Andrew Charles on deck. What's good? WCS salute. Mr. Gumbo, what's good, brother? Said salute WCS. I'm a brother. Salute to you, brother. Appreciate you pulling up as always. D-Ray Promotions on deck. So, I think, I had to come in here and pretty much speak on it again because, it's like very important to note how um the tide changes in this combat sports, man, even in boxing, but more so in this dynamic of mixed martial arts, because when you have a loss like this, it's not the end of the world for Kamaru. He did what he was supposed to do when he was reigning champion. He fought who they gave him. They're going to respect that. Even though he was knocked out, Joanna Young Jacek was knocked out. Wally Zhang was knocked out. You feel me? Like, it's been so many champions that have the opportunity to defend their belt and they can't get it done. But yet the UFC offers them a second opportunity to step back in there. That's the great part about it. And anybody believing that Usman doesn't deserve to rematch Edwards to get his title back, you just being selfish. Because the man rematched two tough opponents in Masvidal and Covington, and he beat them both twice. So now that somebody has stopped him via knockout, I'm pretty sure of it, just like they did, Thug Rose Namajunas and Joanna Jacek. And then, when Thug Rose went up there and knocked out Zhang Wali in the first round, what happened? They allowed Wali to come back once again and try to get her title back. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it doesn't get any more fair than that. But shout out to Leon Edwards, man, at the end of the day, because this is mixed martial arts. From your head to your toe, it allows you to have that striking metric to go by. You're able to gauge your opponent, whatever areas that you see from whatever angles you choose for that entry to happen, you make it happen based off your experience. You know what I'm saying? Based off everything you learned in training, what you've been taught, everything. That's the beauty of one of the most complex sports there is in combat, mixed martial arts. You can fight on your feet. You can fight on the ground. You can fight up against the cage. You can fight center cage. You're allowed to do spinning techniques, allowed to throw elbows and knees. You are allowed to achieve some of the most brutal knockouts possible if you're able to land that strike. That's what they provide you with. So it's only a matter of time, right, before we get the word on if Usman is absolutely, medically healthy. He's cleared. This is not the first time a fighter's been knocked out, but every fighter's physical anatomy or physical composition is not the same. So let's see how, the upcoming weeks play out and see if Kamaru would pretty much, get with the matchmaker and say, I want my rematch, because it's only right that he rematched two tough opponents and doing his title reign. And that's what it is. He deserves to go in there and fight for his title. For Leon Edwards, that's going to be a tough task. And the reason why I'm saying that, he was behind in this fight. A lot of chatter that I'm hearing is people believe that if it wasn't for the head kick, Leon Edwards would have definitely lost this fight. And then I look at it, in its entirety, and my observation is the fight isn't over until the final bell, right? So regardless if it was a so-called a comeback victory, still he came back and delivered the lethal strike to knock this man unconscious. The fight isn't over until it's over. So when it comes down to it, right, we have to applaud Leon Edwards for getting the job done, because you have 5 rounds, 5 minutes per, to get the victory. Regardless of what this man was, the way they had him on the scorecards, it doesn't matter. All that matters is at 4 minutes and 4 seconds into the fifth frame, he delivered one of the most brutal head kicks, knocking out the current reigning, defending champion in Kamaru Usman. That's it. It don't matter where he was on the scorecard. It doesn't freaking matter. The point is that you continue to think as a fighter. You stay on the hunt. It's improvise, adapt, and overcome. If a lot of things wasn't working, a lot of offensive strategy wasn't working during the fight, you continue to process it, come up with something new. He had through that combination against Bilal Saeed, and that combination was something that he was used to. But just because it doesn't work in the first half of the fight doesn't mean it won't work in the back end of the fight. And he ended up making it happen. Man, what a motherfucking moment, man. You talking about thriller. What a damn thriller, dog. Man, what a thriller. It just shows you how lethal combat sports is. You know what I'm saying? It's lethal. Somebody can be behind the entire fight and get stopped. You know what I'm saying? You can have a team all day long. You can have a trainer all day long. But ultimately, you 101, mano a mano, you have to go in there and try to figure it out. So shout out to Leon Edwards, man. You got the shit done. I definitely look forward to seeing what they come up with. It's a lot of people talking about what Leon Edwards also said. He said he never pretty much viewed Kamaru Usman as top pound for pound. He just didn't have him up there as top pound for pound. And just to think about this is a guy who was looking real bad out there. Like he had bout cancellations, COVID, all this stuff, COVID restrictions. He didn't view Kamaru Usman as being pound for pound number one. That's after Khabib the Nurmagomedov retired from the sport. So if this man did not view someone who's up here having very entertaining performances, that clean right hand that he slept Jorge Masvidal with, broke Colby Covington's jaw, stopped Gilbert Burns. You know what I'm saying? And not only he rematched Covington and beat him again. Come on, man. Like, who was doing that? You don't have Henry Cejudo as an active fighter. He won his second division and retired. That's my only question. It's like, if you didn't see this guy's a pound for pound best, who did you see? Who was your pound for pound best if Kamaru Usman wasn't? Because, Israel Adesanya, he has a little bragging rights here and there. People look at him as being that guy who's did what he had to do in his division, but he decided to try to move up 205 and took his first loss in the UFC. Does that break you down when trying to be great? Does that break you down from the pound for pound? I don't know. But Leon Edwards never saw Usman as top pound for pound, which is wild. But that's where we at with it, bro. Big Blunts and Boxing on deck. Salute to you, brother. Salute to you. So let's get to the Anthony Joshua yelling at Lomachenko. I see y'all who has some people on the poll. Neither deserves a title shot. Hey, appreciate y'all voting. You know what I'm saying? Hold on for a second. So let me play this audio for you when Anthony Joshua is in the ring post-fight, and he's pretty much going off and shouting at Vasyl Lomachenko, which is really good friends. Oh, it's on the Usyk. really good friends. You know what I'm saying? And these cameras, depending on the operator, they love controversy because controversy sells. Seriously, controversy sells. That's why you have clickbaiters and fake news distributors because it sells. But check this out with Anthony Joshua and listen to what Lomachenko said to him. And do you think he was right in what he said to Joshua? He being Lomachenko responding to what Joshua said. You heard what Lomachenko said? Lomachenko said, you showed your hand. You showed your hand. Is he talking about the cardio with Joshua running his mouth too much? Or he talking about internal to the fight, him showing his hand? So Joshua's leaving the ring and everything. I really don't want to play all of it because all the music is playing in the background and all that. But Joshua was up there letting out his emotion, venting or whatever. Having a erratic episode. And he's not feeling too good about the results, of course, of him losing to Usyk. And he pretty much felt that he should have got the victory. My live earlier was pretty much just trying to get the take and the opinions of those fight fans who watched the fight. And in no way, shape, or form am I sitting up here advocating for Joshua as if all of a sudden I'm a true friend. I mean, a true fan. I just never been that for Joshua. I just never been that because I just felt like he had everything that a boxer would ever want for in boxing. He had the perimeter, the protection, and he was able to basically elevate himself in a way that it just felt like most of his fights was across the pond, away from the U.S. He fought who he fought, and like I said, I wanna say he's protected and only fought selected fighters, but I really can't. Looking at the scope of the heavyweight division, I really can't give you that. It'd be such hypocrisy if I said he didn't fight nobody. I can't say that, but I can tell you he did not fight the best top two heavyweights in the sport. He did not do it. He didn't fight Tyson Fury, and he didn't fight Deontay Wilder. He didn't fight Deontay Wilder when he was reigning defending. He did not do it. They want to make all these stipulations. And look, that still sits with me to this day. They want to pay this man outside of any conditions that they was placing on another fighter at that time. They wanted this man to fight for a flat fee. No back end, no pay-per-view, no nothing. Just fight for a flat fee. Why? If you consider yourself the best, why would you place those stipulations on him? And then him and Eddie Hearns was having a field day. They say, okay, we're going to give him more money. They felt like they're giving him more money he ever made. So they say, okay, 15 million flat fee. Still, what is up with the flat fee? Why not allow him to have the same opportunity, the same concessions that other fighters who have received 25, 30%? You know what I'm saying? Why not? This was for the undisputed titles. So when Joshua recklessly agreed to the 50 million, this was 50 million guarantee money. I guess Eddie Hearns didn't know that he was online without supervision or permission. The 50 million came up and he made some, comment talking about, give me 50 million, which is guarantee money. That's not even coming close to the money he would have made or pay-per-view. I'll fight you tomorrow. Well, As good as it sounds, it was shut down pretty quickly. See, Deontay Wilder, he was provided the 50 million. I mean, a request from Joshua, and his only stipulations was it be in the States, no rematch clause, and it was going to happen that year. You know what I'm saying? That's what it was. Happened that year that it was talking, which I believe was 2018, I believe. And it was no rematch, and it was going to be in the States. Nobody's going to give you 50 million guaranteed, and the motherfucking fight is going to be over across the pond with your referees. You know what I'm saying? You pretty much dictate all the all the stipulations. No, I mean, somebody be a fool to do that. But I just still remember when all that went down and how Joshua was acting, and brings us to this point right here where don't feel sorry for Joshua, who is obviously upset and he's going through something. Don't feel sorry, because I always think back to them not wanting to make that fight, them putting the 12 million flat fee for a fight that they was claiming that was going to be well into the 80 millions. You know what I'm saying? It was going to be well into that. This is for the heavyweight undisputed. So guess what, people? For him being selfish, he's not even going to be a part of one of the mega paydays that he potentially would have gotten if he chose to. If him and Eddie Hearns chose to fight Tyson Fury, if he would have defeated Alexander Usyk, he would have had another incredible payday for the heavyweight undisputed world championships. He would have been a part of history for that fight to happen, y'all. Do you understand the magnitude, the scope of history? If Anthony Joshua would have been a part of stepping in there with Tyson Fury, it would have been incredible for Joshua. Not only would he have been 3-time heavyweight champion, then he further has the opportunity to solidify becoming undisputed by challenging Tyson Fury for his WBC heavyweight title. It would have been incredible. But he's out of that now. Now Alexander Usyk, who a lot of people feel is not going to be the fighter who dethrones Tyson Fury and give him his first loss. They don't feel that's going to be the case. I know a lot of people were waiting for Joshua, even with 2 losses. A lot of people was wanting Joshua to get this win. I wanted Joshua to get this win. Seriously. I wanted Joshua to get this win. Really, because I'm going to be honest. I really wanted Joshua to get this win because I wanted to somehow have, see if the opportunity would present itself for him to finally face 2 of the top heavyweights. You know what I'm saying? Primarily Deontay Wilder, because I believe that fight would have definitely been good money for both fighters. They would have been good money. Of course, a lot of people want to see this fight. They want to see the fight that never happened. And the way that Joshua's acting right now, I doubt it'll ever happen, people. I seriously doubt this fight, Deontay Wilder, Anthony Joshua. It may never happen. And they're both are without titles at the moment. So we can only assume that Alexander Usyk, Tyson Fury will finally fight for the undisputed titles, man. And this is what I was trying to tell so many people. Like, when you was rooting for the U.S. heavyweight champion to be dethroned, now we don't have the opportunity to be a part of history. We don't have no heavyweight that's going to be in this particular undisputed fight and be a part of boxing history. Again, you know what I'm saying? It would have been absolutely nice if it happened back in 2018 and we can be having a different conversation. But now, coming full circle, years later, Anthony Joshua has his 3rd loss. You know what I'm saying? Alexander Usyk successfully defends his unified titles. Now, From what Tyson Fury is talking about, they're gonna have to come deep. They have to come very, very deep in the pockets. They're gonna have to goddamn send a motherfucking deep sea diver down that bitch to pull out old treasures to get him to step in the ring. They're gonna have to pay. And look, I don't blame Tyson Fury for that. I don't blame him at all. Make them pay. Tyson Fury don't give a damn where the fight's gonna be. It was a point in time where I sit up here and think that, well, nah, this, that, and the other. He don't deserve this and that. But goddamn it, make him pay. Because Alexander Usyk has the opportunity to become 2 divisions undisputed, y'all, and solidify himself in a different chapter of heavyweight history. Real talk. I'm not saying there's nobody there. I'm just saying him, unified cruiserweight, moving up to freaking heavyweight, being able to do it in the amount of fights he's going to do it. Come on now. That was only his 4th fight at heavyweight. Dude, you got to give this man a salute, palm down. He did the damn thing. Now he has to go fight the beast. That's if the fight happened. You know what I'm saying? That's if the fight happened. The heavyweights, they can make this shit happen. We just can't. We don't know what's going on with the welterweights. But this fight can happen. Undisputed, yeah. People want to see this shit now. They want to see Tyson Fury come out wherever he's at. They want to see Alexander Usyk, see how he's going to fare against a crafty heavyweight champion who's been there, done that already. The only thing Tyson Fury hasn't done is been undisputed. Loma might talking about some of AJ pre-fight statements. Of course, he said he showed his hand. That's what I said. You on point. That's what I'm talking about too, Andrew. He showed his hand, pretty much speaking prior to. So I even had questions myself. I'm like, what the fuck is Joshua doing? Why are you speaking on cardio? Why are you doing this? Why are you doing that? It's a whole lot of questions about him being mentally, prepared for this fight. What's really on Joshua's mind right now is my question. What is on your mind, bro? It seems like there's a lot of congestion. I mean, the way you have an outburst, cussing people out, leaving the ring, some bystander, the fan said, keep it professional. And Joshua turned as if he was gonna, try to put hands on the guy. You would have made that guy's Christmas. You know what I'm saying? Because he would have sued the shit out of you. I don't know why the guy said keep it professional. This is boxing. Y'all wouldn't sit there and tell Mike Tyson to keep that shit professional. They pick and choose who they want to tell some shit like that. Back in the day, you wouldn't tell James Toney to keep shit professional. Everybody pick and choose who's the right temperature to fuck with. Seriously. King Mitch on deck, salute. He said, LOL at Andrew saying AJ should have KO'd Loma. Now, he didn't want to do that. Then he would have said, he need to go see a shrink or get some type of counseling. He's not mentally stable. That shit would have been all bad because, look, people are so, they standing on the roof of Vasyl Lomachenko trolley. Him coming back to the States and people trying to give him this hero's welcome. The man got enough luggage, as if he just returned back from the Bahamas or freaking Dubai. You know what I'm saying? That's just not a combat payload, dude. If Eddie can sell it to the Saudis, who knows, we might get a Wilder AJ fight. That's his ace up the sleeve. Hey, we will still see a Wilder AJ fight. Let's just say Wilder get past Robert Helenius. Man, Could you believe Wilder, AJ, co-main event for Tyson Fury, Alexander Usyk? The reason why I say co-main event, before people get all agitated and goddamn start giving themselves a wedgie, you need to look at it. If they can put them in the co-main event in the same area, right, of the undisputed, they allow themselves to be a part of the moment when there's a winner of that fight. The winner of that fight, according to how Eddie Hearn set it up, they can then have the winner of the co-main event without us really knowing. Somewhat like Canelo did with Gennady. When he fought Chavez Jr., they had already planned the fight, and we can just say, hey, we're gonna announce the fight right now. So and so will be facing this fighter for the defense of the undisputed heavyweight titles. Now you go right out of one fight with momentum, and you give the fans an immediate reaction as to who the winner will be facing next. Almost like a title eliminator fight for a heavyweight division. It will work out perfect. It'll be great. It'll be great, man. It'll be great. But guess what? That's so far down the road. But you're talking about people tuned in. You got Wilder, Joshua, co-main, Fury, Usyk, main for undisputed, and then the co-main. The winner of the co-main gets to face the winner of the main event for undisputed defense. Shit, man, they would definitely love that shit. They would definitely love it. Usyk has done a lot in only 20 fights. Pretty impressed. He has, man. You got to get Usyk's props. I like Usyk. I always say this: when you meet a fighter in person, you know what I'm saying? You get an idea, or you get to be around their energy on how they treat people. I mean, that means a lot to me. You know what I'm saying? I'm an older cat, so that means a lot to me. But some people don't care. They'll forever say this, and this about the fighter, and they never met him in person. They just dogging them out off of what they assume or what they want people to believe. Usyk, good dude, man. He wasn't an asshole when I was taking pictures of him. He kind of played in the camera, stuff like that. I like Usyk, man. He dug deep. You know what I'm saying? Like somebody said, when it was time for Usyk to bite down on his mouthpiece, he obliged. Shout out Jay Ocho on deck. Salute to you, bro. Salute to Leon Edwards. Won me some money last night. Hey, no doubt, man. Salute to you, bro, for betting on Leon and getting it right. You know what I'm saying? No. Let's not do that. Let's not talk about, Fury. If that's what you're talking about, Fury retired. No, he's not retired. He hasn't vacated the belt. He hasn't vacated that WBC belt. It's just talk. That's absolutely talk, man. I missed that fight, but I did hear that Fig retired. Man, I can't believe I was actually trying to goddamn put Fig in there with Fury. Okay. Figueroa retired. Kudos to you. You know what I'm saying? Kudos to him retiring. I don't have much to say about that, real talk. I just don't have much to say about it. I don't have much to say about it. He had his moment. That has since passed him by. And, Sergey Lipinets going in there and put a whooping on him. Sergey Lipinets is not the kind of guy that you want to have as a last-minute replacement. No, you're not. Sergey, he's a tough individual. Sergey said, you know what? 147 ain't for me. I'm about to take the elevator down one floor and head back to 140 where I feel a bit more comfortable. Then all of a sudden, Adrian Broner drops out. They say, hey, Sergey, let me get at you right quick, man. Come out for a minute. I just got something to ask you. Hey, Broner pulled out, man. You good? You on weight? You been in the gym? Sure. Who we talking about? Omar. You know what I'm saying? Oh, sure. No doubt. Easy work. I'm good. I'm there. No doubt. We're not talking about Brandon, are we? Come on, Sergey. You know he fights at a lower weight class. Okay, I was just checking. That we have the right figure roll. Okay, no doubt. I'm good. I'll be on weight. Then Sergey came in and picked up another win on his resume. How accommodating is that, shouty? He got his ass kicked. I need to catch the replay. Sergey, once again, people, Sergey is not the fighter that you just walking down the street and say, hey, you know what? We was looking for a last minute replacement. You look like you fight. What gym you fight out of? What's your record? Are you in shape at all? You know, we need a last minute replacement. Can you take care of that? Sure, I take care of. But you sure? You sure you want to be me? Most people would not want to pick Sergey as last minute. Too tough of opponent and may potentially result in ass whooping. Are you sure? Yeah, man. I know you sound tough and everything, man. It's not the first time we ran. I know, man. You sound tough and everything. I'm telling you, bro. Hey, we need a last minute replacement. I mean, I know you're not in the best of shape. You probably didn't have a fight camp, wasn't in the gym, but can you make 140? I make 140. Also, I'm telling you, I'm about to make my opponent feel pain. Sergey goddamn won their ass, man. So let me get this straight. Are you the same Sergey that fought Jaron Ennis? Yes, I am. How did you know? I was just wondering. You took an L, right? Yes, at a higher division. But you say this fight's gonna be at 140. Well, I was a former world champion. You remember? Oh, you want me to show you? I show you, okay? Sergey's tried to warn their ass, man. I don't think this is a good idea, but I would definitely be on time. I am on weight, and we're good. And you know what, people? I'm not even gonna bullshit. They probably had Sergey as a replacement anyway. They probably had Sergey as backup. Seriously, they had Sergey as backup. I'm just gonna go on record and say it. They had that man on backup, dog. They had him on backup for a replacement, dog, in case Adrian did not make the weight, or he was gonna pull out the fight. Seriously, bro. AB should have just fought, man, because it just seems like he, I'm pretty sure Omar, his sales were defeated too. I mean, punctured, deflated, not defeated, deflated. Why? Because I think he was kind of up more for the the Broner fight, being that he wasn't really an active puncher like that. So he felt that him being a volume striker, he might have much more success against Adrian Broner. So when he found out Adrian Broner pulled out the fight, man, I bet it fucked Omar up. I know his mental health probably reignited. He was throwing shit around, breaking windows and shit. You know what I'm saying? Wanted to go pick up the bottle. And he found out Sergey. Hey, Omar. And they found you an opponent. Oh man, great. Who is gonna be? Sergey Lipinets. Who approved that? Who approved Sergey? Did y'all run this shit past me? Who approved this shit? Do you know how tough this fight is gonna be for me now? I go from Adrian Broner, who, I felt fairly easy stepping in the ring, to now a freaking Terminator. Why Sergey Lipinets? Who approved this shit? They fired. Tell me. Give me a name. They fired. Your daddy approved it. What? Daddy? You're sitting here all alone and know you approved this fight? Who told you to do it? Omar was going off on Pops, dog. Oh my God. Omar was going. What? My own family? You trying to set me up for retirement? For the ass whooping? dude, like, dude, man, you know damn well that's how the script played out, man. His dad just sitting over there, not saying a word until they fight. Look, until they tell him that his next opponent is gonna be Omar. His pops get up, say, hey, I'm about to run up to the store. No, hold on. Who's my opponent again, Sergey? I'm about to head up to the store, son. No, hold on, pops. Who approved this? Who approved this shit? Who approved this without me knowing? Dude, there's no way I'm winning this fight now. Who approved it? They fired right on the spot. Well, son, do you want anything from the store? I have to leave in a hurry so we can be back. We got a late practice. No, you're not leaving, going anywhere, pops, until we find out who approved Sergey. Motherfucker, Omar was going off on their ass, dog. You think this is a fucking game, pops? You think this is a fucking game? Shit, nigga. I mean, goddamn. Omar said, nobody told you to prove shit without me. I was looking for somebody further down on the top 15 rankings, goddammit. You're up here proving shit. Boots beat the fuck out of Lipping ass. I don't know about beat the fuck out of Jay. Let's not over exaggerate. He stopped him in the 6th frame, but let's not, because you want a little money off Leon Edwards. Don't act like you the goddamn casino motherfucking boss and shit, and you have a damn winning streak of bets. You 50-0 and shit. Come on now. Just because you won $2.56 off Leon Edwards, don't act like you the grand pooper now, dog. Chill, bro. That's what happened when you give brothers a little bit of money. They up here talking about, hey, man, I'm just gonna say it, man. Since you mentioned it, Boots beat the fuck out of Lipping ass. Dude, come on now. He stopped him, but come on now. But let's look at it this way. Back to my guy Joshua. We have to check out some things, right? We really need to put together, some scenarios, some heavyweight scenarios, and I really think a title eliminator that's dependent on Robert Helenius and Deontay Wilder. It would be good that Anthony Joshua is thrown right back in the mix. You know what I'm saying? Right back in the mix. Now he's lost to Alexander Usyk twice. Deontay's lost to Fury twice. You know what I'm saying? A lot of us believe that Wilder should get the win over Robert Helenius, right? So therefore, it makes all the sense in the world to link them up. Wilder versus Anthony Joshua. You know what I'm saying? It'd be a little bit of advantage. Wilder coming off a win over Helenius. And then we have a title eliminator to face the winner for the undisputed titles. Come on, man. We have something to look forward to that's already there. You know what I'm saying? No fantasy bubble. None of that shit. We have this shit pending. We know for a fact the co-main event title eliminator will be familiar names that we've been waiting to see fight. We have 2 epic fights, man. We have the co-main event and we have undisputed. Come on, man. People be tuning the fuck in. That's money to be had, money to be made in something like that. Dude, neither of these fights will be lopsided. Money will be made if you put a co-main and a main on like that. Shit, that carries the night. That motherfucker carries the night, shawty. No ifs, ands, or buts. That shit carries the night. It don't matter who's on the undercard. People are going to stay up to watch the co-main and the main. It doesn't matter who's on the motherfucking undercard. It doesn't matter. You can have Jerry Cooney and Larry Holmes. It doesn't freaking matter. You can have Jake Paul and George Foreman. It don't matter. All they're going to be waiting around for is, what round are we in? Oh, they got to the co-main event yet? Okay, just come back and get me, man. I'm going to be out here getting fucked up. Just come back and get me. I ain't going too far, man. I'll be right here where I'm at. Okay, go back. What you were saying again? Yeah. I got money on the fight. The co-main and the main event. I got money on the fight, man. This is epic. I'm telling you, man. They don't need a damn undercard. It's not like AJ took a beating. He could get right back in the mix. He could. I want him to get right back in the mix. We got to get some flair back in here, man. To the heavyweight division, we need some flair. Daniel Dubois isn't the flair since he's a WBA regular title. No. He's not it. Joe George, not it. No. Dillian White, no, not it. Derek Chisora, no, not it. No. Philippe Herkovic, not it. No. Bavick, no, not it. No. Oscar Rivas, not it. Joseph Parker, not it. Joe George, not it. No. I'm just saying that is not who can carry the main event like that. Only two names can carry that main event. Two. That's Deontay Wilder and Anthony Joshua. Period, bro. They can carry the main event. Especially if it's a title eliminator, man. We need to see that shit. We need to settle the score and have titles, see what's what. Man. That would be that would be something amazing to look forward to. Knowing that we had a title eliminator and we had the undisputed fight going on in the main event would be crazy. And they can have that fight in Saudi. It didn't matter. They can have it in Saudi. The motherfuckers pay-per-view, they still watch it. The people still watch it. Because it's the heavyweight division. Usyk and Fury will have all the momentum they need. And then Deontay Wilder in whenever the fight happened, everything that they've accomplished leading up to this point, the wins and the losses still matches up very nice at this point in time. Both of them still have Wall Street for the interest of the fight fan. Come on, bro. Come on, man. This is exactly what we need. I'm not sure people want it, but definitely. Anthony Joshua, he lost a little bit with being defeated in the rematch. But now he has the opportunity to say, okay, let me take all this damn anger out on somebody that I should have fought years ago. Let me go and get in there with Deontay Wilder, who won't be an easy touch. Neither fighter will be in there for an easy touch. And let's make this fight happen. You know who's going to be loving that shit? Eddie Hearns? Shit. Eddie Hearns going to be loving that. I know a lot of people what a lot of people going to say. Well, listen, WCS, if you really look at it, Tyson Fury's already made it perfectly clear he's planning on retiring. What if he beats Alexander Usyk and then he vacates? Then what? And I say, look, big dummy, they wouldn't have had a title eliminator if Tyson Fury was planning on vacating for the winner. They will only make a title eliminator if the winner was planning on defending the belts for another huge payday. Of course, they're not going to have no title eliminator if Tyson Fury's planning on retiring after the fight. He's still young. I know Tyson Fury do a lot of goofy ass shit, and people think he older than what he is, but he's still young, man. At the end of the day, he's in his 30s, man. So he still has some landscape to cover if he chose to. But make no mistake about it, they're not gonna have a title eliminator, and Tyson Fury is planning on retiring if he wins. That'll defeat the purpose. They're not gonna fight for all the vacant belts. They're not gonna do that. It would definitely have to be, for next up for the undisputed titles. It'll be great, bro. Yeah, you won't like Joshua when he angry. You know, it's a different type of being angry, right? Joshua just seemed like he was just cussing at, little lint particles that he saw coming across his, vision, just little shadows that he saw moving, in the dark, just little simple shit. I don't think he really had a sense of direction on what he was, you know, cussing at. It seems like he was just erratic. He was very cantankerous, and he was just wanting to be heard. Of course, he felt bad. When you're trying to fight innocent bystanders and do that bullshit. I mean, I don't know what's up with Joshua. It might have been his competitive spirit, but at the end of the day, man, you was telling people that you had questions about your cardio. If that was what Lomachenko was saying, that you having questions about your cardio and shit, hey, be very careful what you say in the media, because a fighter can go in there and fight a certain fight and pull that out of you. All they're thinking is, let me take them into deep waters, take them under a little bit, make them struggle, and each and every time it's going to get harder and harder for him to come up for fucking air. And that's what we seen. Joshua pretty much lost. He was struggling in the later rounds, man. It wasn't like the current was crazy different. It's just Joshua has this problem with ending fight strong, man. Robert Garcia has no reason to sneak out the arena. I like what I was seeing. You know what I'm saying? Real talk. I like what I was seeing from Anthony Joshua. That means Robert Garcia, what he additioned to Anthony Joshua's skill set was very conducive to how he performed. He has no reason to hang his head, man. I don't consider it a failure at the end of the day, because Joshua was actually moving his head, slipping punches. Man, I was like impressed with what I'm seeing. Plus, he had this attitude about him that pretty much bore you over after the post fight. Now, of course, he would have had a pretty much a different attitude if he would have won. But all I'm saying is, Robert Garcia has no reason to hold his head. To bow his head, and shame as if he didn't do a good job. You can see the changes that Garcia made. You can see him. He didn't have the same vision as his brother Mikey, but he came up short. But he did a good job. Joshua, the beginning and the end of the day, he has to go in there and get the job done. I have questions about how much cardio the man did. I don't know, bro. I'm puzzled. It's been so long. We seen you gas out early in your career. We still gassing out. But you look good this fight. You wasn't on the canvas. You wasn't on all fours. There's really no memes that people can go on Google and look you up with this. No, bro. I've been on record as saying you have a chin packed with wet confetti, styrofoam, what I'm saying, and some paper clips. I've been on record as saying that shit, but God damn it, Joshua looked pretty damn good this fight. And, shout out to Showtime for giving me the play-by-play, man. I wasn't nowhere next, close to a TV to see the fight until I actually got home and was able to check out the replays and stuff, the highlights and all that. But I thought Robert Garcia made effective changes for which Anthony Joshua absolutely sponged them up. I believe he absolutely paid close attention when doing training camp. But the cardio issue, though, you need to go to the doctor. If the doctor gives you the all clear, then you need a heart replacement. You need an open heart surgery, dog. For real. We can't mess with the brain, but we need open heart. We need you need to become, find a donor. Somebody's willing to donate. I'm serious. Go to Greece or something to the old days. Find they have some cadavers over there, and get a heart. Come back over here. That might be it, dog. Your heart might be defective. All I'm saying, Anthony, your shit might be defective. Find some cadavers out there and see what's up. You know what I'm saying? Because I see the changes that Robert Garcia was able to make, but you wasn't able to come through on the cardio. I don't know, bro. It's frustrating, real talk, because I really salute Anthony Joshua for the changes he made. It was good seeing him with that mean streak and seemed like he was in control and not delirious and confused out there. For real talk. I saw him slipping and giving the windshield wipe, boom, slipping punch, going to the body. 2, 3, 4 punch combinations. I like what I was seeing. I was like, oh shit, look at the jab. Look at the motherfucking jab, dog. Look at the jab. God damn. That's what I'm talking about, Joshua. A clear improvement overall, I thought. No doubt. Shout out to Mark Nash on deck. A lot of people have built in bias either for or against Joshua. It's pretty easy for people to have built up bias, being that they believe he was micromanaged and pretty much babysitted over there across the pond. But, all things, the saying. Joshua, all things have come to an end, it seems. With the title reign, being able to regain his titles. All good things come to an end. And a lot of boxing fans believe that he was one of those sheltered, micromanaged fighters who had all the protection in the world fighting across the pond in Saudi Arabia and all that. They really wanted Joshua to come to the States a lot more. The one time he came over here, Jarrell Miller popped for 36 different freaking PEDs, allegedly. Andy Ruiz was just like Sergey Lipinets. He came in there to whoop ass, and he did. Pop a lot on deck. What's good with it? Combat Sports. Up some substance. Not sure what you mean by that, bro. If it had been a repeat of the first fight, I would have think AJ Dunn. If it had been a repeat of the first fight, I would think AJ Dunn. But he showed he still got something. Pretty much what you're saying. If it would have been a repeat of the first fight, it wouldn't be no debate that he lost. But since it wasn't close to his performance, he did show improvement. I'm on the same page as you are, man. Real talk. I feel that he absolutely displayed change. Absolutely, he did. And I was looking at the improvements of him slipping Usyk's punches. It's just, I think Usyk them did better homework on Joshua. Because, Joshua was trying to zip it up. Like I said, he was trying to always zip up his combinations with an uppercut. And Usyk said, nope, no. He was pivoting off to the right, getting up out of that motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? I don't blame him. Man. You're supposed to watch film. You're supposed to, go in there and take advantage of your opponent's strengths and weaknesses. You know what I'm saying? And Joshua missed that right uppercut several times. Usyk was nowhere to be found, bro. We can't blame nobody for that except Joshua. Robert Garcia did what he had to do. I give AJ plenty of shit, but even now it's hard to say he's not top 3 heavyweight. I don't put him any lower than top 3. Nah. I don't put him no lower than top 3. No. No way. I'm glad he's upset. I hope he stays upset. I hope he's able to channel that, and he don't need someone to go over and above and beyond to get him upset. I mean, he needs to carry this until the entire remainder of his career. However many other fights that is, he needs to be able to turn that switch on, be a little disrespectful like Derek Chisora. Derek Chisora was in there. Chisora, was on the team. He's walking. Come on, what better person to be around than Chisora? Chisora's like, hey, listen, you see me, right? I flip tables. You know what I'm saying? I'll swing on a motherfucking heartbeat. That's what you need to do next, Josh. You really want to get their attention. That's what Derek Chisora was saying. Hey, believe me. You really want to get their attention. Shove a motherfuckers, Joshua. Stay mad. Get mad. You know what I'm saying? Get them into the crowd early. At the weigh-ins, you have to face off. Mush them. Well, you know what I'm saying? It's according to who your opponent is, because we all know that can go wrong very, very quickly. You know what I'm saying? That can go bad very, very quickly. And I don't want nobody coming over here. Hey, man, they're going to sue you, man. Joshua did exactly what you told him to do, WCS. See, you're not good for the YTC, man. You need to really shut your channel down and really think about what you did, man. We're trying to build up morals and principles in the YTC. You over here, you're trying to cause chaos and conflict, man. We're not cool with that, dude. Man, god damn. Mitt say, no, top 3 has the Fury, Usyk, and Wilder. Top 3 has to be Fury, Usyk, and Wilder. It depends on how you view it, Mitch. I'm not saying it's according to how they looking at it. Yeah, I mean, people are gonna say, okay, will you give Anthony Joshua credit for fighting Usyk twice and not being stopped? That's what it's gonna come down to, there, Mitch. And then the leverage for debate will be, well, if you're talking about Deontay Wilder being stopped, well, he was in there with the top heavyweight. Then for the debate, they're gonna say, well, Usyk is the top heavyweight, right? He had the titles. He was unified title holder. He had the titles. So therefore, you have to give some praise and value to that. You know what I'm saying? It's all about who they're gonna give towards, for the opponent that they faced. Yeah, he went in there and fought, Tyson Fury twice and was stopped twice. As if Joshua fought Usyk twice, and one was defending his title, lost it, but he wasn't stopped in either fight, lost the rematch. So, defense of his title, he lost that. And then to challenge for the titles, he lost that again, but he wasn't stopped. It depends on, what people are looking at. Seriously, what they want to look at. Deontay Wilder losing to the same fighter, right? Which is considered the top heavyweight. Or, the fact that Anthony Joshua has lost to several fighters. You know what I'm saying? That becomes an issue. That becomes an issue, bro. That becomes an issue. You have Ruiz, and now you have Usyk. You know what I'm saying? Is it that petty? Are we being that petty? You know what I'm saying? One fighter versus two fighters. More than one becomes several. You feel me? So several sounds worse than singular. Even though within the singular, there's a plural because you have more than one loss. So it depends on how people are going to be, how petty they're going to be about who's going to be top three and why. It all depends. You can go off the resume. It's going to be hard to debate with Anthony Joshua when it comes to top three because of his resume. That's going to play a huge role. Something that I don't even like bringing into the equation, but in this case, Anthony Joshua's resume plays an important factor, especially if you're debating, who he's been in the ring with. It's closer between Wilder and AJ. I think their paths are closer than they ever been. Jay Ocho said Helena is going to sleep. Don't be switching up at the last minute tomorrow. WCS, man. I'm about to put money on Hellenius. I know it's fucked up, man. It's just money, dog. It's not without. It's not. I don't feel it in my heart, dog. But you know how it is. You want to go against the grain. You want to go for the. It's betting, dog. Don't take it personal. Nah, man. Don't come over here talking about you betting on Hellenius, dog. You want to put a safe bet in. Don't do that. That's not going to fly over well, man. Let me see what my poll is looking like. I have 42% BFTB, 17% BBS. I thought that was the Prince. I thought that was the Prince. And then, of course, you have to have a non-bias. It definitely won't be knockout. Knockout can't beat it. That's one thing. WCS will never get a fair shake. I have to go out here and search for a moderator. I have to go to a whole different chat that don't have any skin in the game when it comes to who's debating. You know what I'm saying? Because you got to make sure you have the right venue and everything when you're in defense of your undisputed titles. AJ resume is accounted for, but my current rankings would have him outside the top 3 at heavyweight. But one thing you can say about AJ, right? Even though he lost to Ruiz and Usyk, his resume, you got to understand, there's no denying his resume, dog. But also there's no denying that Deontay Wilder defended over 5 years when he was WBC heavyweight champion. The man dropped everybody he stepped in the ring with. That's a whole nother live right there. That's a whole nother live on who do we have as the top 3. You know what I'm saying? We have Tyson Fury, Alexander Usyk, the champions, certified, official. Who will be number 3? I guarantee somebody creating a thumbnail right now. Breaking. Who do we have as top 3 heavyweight? Is it Wilder, Joshua? Let's chop it up. That's a good live. What can we, in comparison, leverage for both fighters to deem them as the 3rd best heavyweight in the world right now? What are we gonna base it off of? There's enough criteria out there for this to be an absolute live, conversation. Seriously. It's enough criteria out there for both fighters to be spoke on and for it to be informative too. Wilder was stopped, but he dropped Fury 4 times in their 3 fights. AJ lost to Sloppy Ruiz and was practically dominated by the smaller Usyk. Out of 24 rounds versus Usyk, AJ may have won 7 rounds total. Yeah, that's all debatable criteria, bro. I'm not disputing that right now. You know what I'm saying? Being how late it is, you absolutely, you have some good points. Seriously. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, that's a very good topic for a conversation on who is the top 3 heavyweight, who comes in number 3, Wilder or Joshua. You know what I'm saying? From their resume, from their performances when they was champion, you know what I'm saying? How do they look in their performances? Who are they fighting? That's simple. You know what I'm saying? Like Mitch just mentioned, Deontay, Wilder, dropping Fury several times. If that choose to be in the debate, how many times he dropped Fury, then also you have to play into consideration of how many times Joshua hasn't been on the canvas while he was in 2 championship fights. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna look at all that because we can't sit up here and play around like a decision loss, is worse than a fighter being stopped twice, being stopped. In this particular scenario, the knockout is not going to favor high just because it was Tyson Fury. You're talking about Alexander Usyk as being a qualified, heavyweight champion too. So it has a lot of great criteria, man, to have a conversation about when it comes down to it. I think I did have Usyk winning every round the first fight. Joshua looked much better in the second fight than the first fight, obviously. But it comes down to, like I said before, closing it out. The championships rounds are important. Alexander Usyk was the champion, still is the champion. But in that moment, Joshua has to go in there and have a defining moment to leave no doubt in the eyes of the judges that you got the shit done. He didn't do it. He didn't take those titles from Usyk. It would have been good if that knockdown would have been called and ruled a knockdown. That would have been great. That would have been great right there. That would have been great if he actually could have been able to get that knockdown. That would have been awesome. I see it like I told you. I thought this fight was going to be going to a trilogy. I thought AJ was going to be able to win, and they would go for a trilogy and get another bag. But unfortunately, that's not the case. Unfortunately, it's not the freaking case, man. Damn. It's not the case, bro. It's not the freaking case. I've been on here going on for like an hour and a half, man. Y'all been great as always, man. You know what I'm saying? Appreciate y'all as always. One love to supporters. Real talk. Those of you that pop up every time, man, we good, bro. I know everybody in the chat. I know who you are. You know what I'm saying? We good. You know what I'm saying? It don't take much to do a head count and we can chop it up. I know I don't have no damn, no cheerleaders in the chat. You know what I'm saying? Y'all talk y'all shit, drop your boxing knowledge, you know what I'm saying? And keep it flowing conducively. That's what I appreciate about y'all. You know what I'm saying? Y'all continue to pull up. We shall do this again on another day. Man, y'all hold it down, man. Salute and turn up and tune in to World Combat Sports. I am out.